Hi, I'm Francis. You know me. I come to your classroom. That's right, Francis. You do come to our classroom and you help us with some of the lessons that we're learning about with feelings and taking turns and sharing with our friends and learning with our friends. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I have fun in your classroom. Well, Francis comes to our room a lot, but there's something about Francis you may not have known. What's that, Mr. P? They know everything. Well, they know that they like you and that you're their friend, but they might not know that you're actually a puppet on my hand. I am? Wow. I didn't even know that. Well, that's okay. You're a friend and you help us in our class. And the reason we're talking about puppets is today because Miss Alessi's going to read a story called The Three Little Pigs, and the kids are going to make puppets from the story and then help retell the story later. Kind of like you tell stories and help our friends in class. Oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I should go make a puppet too, so I have a puppet friend to put on my hand. Well, there's actually different types of puppets, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But you can listen, and then you can make your own puppet, okay? Okay, see you later, friends. Bye. All right, so Francis is one type of puppet, and he is our friend. There are other types of puppets as well. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. This is a cute little one. You can actually just put on your finger. Hello, I'm Pinky, because he's on my pinky finger. There are other types that will fit on your hand as well. Now, this puppet was given to me by Nurse Lisa, and it's actually a very big puppet, and she takes a lot of work, and you might recognize her. She looks like one of the Muppets, like from Sesame Street, and I have to put my whole hand up. In the case of Francis, just my hand goes in and it shakes his head side to side. My hand is actually up inside her mouth. And when I open and close my hand like this, it opens and closes her mouth. Okay. And I can make her talk. Hello. All right. And I can make her move her hands. Oh my goodness, it is so cold out there today. Ha ha ha. Okay, so that's another type of puppet. I'm sorry, I'm not strangling her. It is just very tough. It was actually made for a smaller hand to get off. But some of the puppets that we're going to talk about today are things that you can build at home and then help retell the story when we come to small group. So you can use pretty much anything for this. Mr. P has a whole bunch of things that I'll show you in a second. I'll go over all of them. You don't need all this stuff. It's just a collection of markers, crayons. I have some buttons. I have some tape that you guys have in your bucket. You can use glue. I go out and I get the tacky glue just because it works a little quicker. You don't need it. It just needs longer for that white glue to dry. Old pieces of paper. Some of the things that we'll actually build the puppets out of. Socks. If you use a sock, I bought mine at the dollar store. If you use socks from around the house, please make sure that you ask permission first before you use them. I did the wolf from the Three Little Pigs as a sock puppet. And I tried to keep it as simple as possible. I just gave him his eyes, and I put just index card paper and 2 buttons, and then another index card piece of paper, and I drew his nose. And I put it in the wrong place, but I wanted to give him a tongue so he seemed a little fiercer, like he was going to eat and lick the pigs. Little pig, let me in. And you'll hear that story later. So this would be our wolf. You can add ears with other pieces of fabric or cloth. You could add a tail if you wanted. You can see this one is pretty long because Mr. P's arm is bigger. You can buy shorter socks for your smaller hands, no problem. You don't have to do the tongue. Maybe you want to do the big teeth instead. All right, but you get the kind of idea that it's the wolf. I did two of the pigs already. One I did out of a toilet paper roll. And all I did was I had some crepe paper laying around. Or you can just use your crayon to color it. And then I drew a face on him. Very simple, 2 triangles, circle for the nose, gave him some eyes and a mouth. This is just another piece of index card paper where I drew with a marker after I cut the paper out. And I gave him a little stick, because this is the pig that built his house out of sticks, to carry around. And this one, Mr. P needs 2 fingers, you might need 3, and you can just rest him on your hand. Oh no, the wolf is coming, I better run. All right, so again, simple things around your house. One that I didn't make, you could do is the paper bag. Similar to the sock, you can either make the mouth move, you can put things on the face, cut a mouth, however you want to do it, but you can use a paper bag as well. The other puppet that I did is simply a stick puppet. I cut out of a piece of shirt box that I had laying around from a present I got recently. You can use paper plates, are great because a lot of them have the circle already cut in the middle if you're doing a circle face. And I just put a big old button on there for his piggy nose. And again, crayon for the coloring on his face. Again, triangles, very simple. And then I just colored the popsicle stick with my blue crayon. And I had some scrap paper that happened to be kind of brick red. If you don't have brick red color, you could have done just use your red crayon. And then I just stuck it on there because he's the big brother that builds the brick house. Hello, I have to look after my little pig brothers. So I'm going to make with you the other pig. And I'm going to use, actually for him, I'm going to use a straw instead of a popsicle stick. You can use a pencil. You can use a tree stick from outside. You can use pretty much anything. You could put it on your finger, however you want to do it. I'm going to draw very simply with my pen. You can use a pencil. Actually, I use a pencil for you. I have my special wood pencil. You can use a pen if you want. I'm just going to keep it real simple. This is the pig who built his house out of straw, the first pig that you will meet in the story. And I'm just going to start with a very simple circle for his head. You can make it as big or as little as you want. And then I'm just going to keep it simple. You can use whatever shape you want for his body. I'm going to use an oval. Now, you don't have to use hands. You'll notice that I didn't put any hands really on these other guys. This is the stick, because he built his house out of sticks, and he built his out of bricks. If you want to add arms, you can. I'm going to, just because I want to show you how he'll kind of bounce on that straw. And I think that sometimes pigs have kind of funny shapes, so almost like a triangle up and down. You might want to make it look like he's running. You don't have to. You don't have to give him arms and legs. Then I am going to cut him out using my scissors. Remember, before you use your scissors, make sure that you ask and are cutting in a safe place. You don't want to be cutting on something that shouldn't be cut, like a particular tablecloth or the rug. And you also want to try and cut away from you so that the scissors do not come back into your body. You can make this as simple or as decorative as you want. I'm not going to add a lot to this guy because he's the scared little pig and he's going to run away very fast. You can add onto him whatever you would want. In the story, he had a straw hat because he built his house out of straw. I'm not going to put the hat on him. You can. You don't have to. You don't even have to go exactly by the way they look in the story. What do you think the pig would look like? Maybe your pig is not pink. Pigs come in different colors. He could be brown. He could be black. Maybe he's all white. You can do whatever you want. So I have my pig, and I am just going to give him very simple attributes, characteristics on his face, the nose that we all know. And I'm going to give him 2 eyes. And his smiley mouth. Now, if you want to go around and add things, like on this one, I'm going to add his little black hoofs. All right, so it makes him stand out. And I'm going to give him a belly and a belly button. Now, there is one thing that this pig did have. He had a kerchief around his neck from apparently working so hard on his house. And it was just a simple triangle. So I have a little piece of red fabric left over from another project. So I'm just going to cut it again in a triangle. Now, I cut it too big, really, for him, but that's okay. I can either go around the back like that, and I'll use my tape, which you guys should have. If you don't have tape, you can use glue as well. And I will just tape him down in the back. And now he has his little kerchief. You can add his yellow hat. You can add pants to him, however you want to do it. Now I'm going to take my straw. This straw has a bendy part, so he's going to move a little. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it to his head. Now, you saw the other ones you held up here. This is one you're going to be able to kind of dance on the table, and I'll show you that in a second. Or stage, or where coffee table, kitchen table, the counter, wherever you're going to perform this, if you want to do it. Again, just use my tape. You might need a lot for this because he's going to bounce a lot, so it might take a little trial and error and problem solving to kind of get the tape in the right place. And I'll put a couple pieces on before I show you again. Okay. I just kind of did an X in the back. So I can kind of hold him up and he can dance around. Now, if I was doing this on the table, you see I can actually move him around on the table. Oh no, the wolf is coming. I'm out of here. That is one fast pig. All right. So you can make them talk. I'm the big brother pig, and those little pigs came to live with me, and I took care of them. We love our big brother. You don't have to do the funny voice like Mr. P does. What do you think a pig sounds like? Maybe he's a little angrier. Oh, my little brothers, they're coming to my house again. However you want to do it. You want to give them a funny voice. You want to give them a deeper, heavier voice. Experiment with it. This is another way of being creative. You made the pig, the puppet, being creative, or the wolf in the case of I did with the sock puppet. Maybe you want to make your pig out of something else. That's fine. Maybe you want to make your wolf out of the paper bag because it's a little easier to handle. Whatever you want to do is fine. Again, you don't have to go out and buy a lot of stuff. Again, I'll try and show you. You know, I had some old buttons laying around, markers, crayons, just old pieces of scrap paper, and materials that I have. If you do use something, make sure that you ask permission first, especially if you're going to cut it or put marks on it. Have fun with this again. I really want to see these posted on Seesaw. I would love to see what you guys create. I may not see them in group because you guys might do puppets after group too. You might want to create more. So anything that you create out of this, or if you do a performance with it and film the performance, put that up on Seesaw. We would love to see stuff like that. All right? So have fun with this. Don't stress about it. Think about it. It could be simple, little circle on a stick, crayons. Get as fancy as you want to. You could have added the hat. It's up to you. Have fun with it. Be creative, and I'll see you soon. Bye.